It's been a long time coming. And, like the guy said earlier, we talked about when the season started, coming to Atlanta, and starting in Atlanta, finishing in Atlanta. And, we had the opportunity now to finish the deal. And against a very good, very worthy Jackson State football team. But this is an unbelievable event. Cricket has done an outstanding job, Coca-Cola, everybody. And it's just been a great experience for the young men, one that they'll cherish and remember for a lifetime. And Mr. Gant, thank you for everything you've done and the opportunity and experience that you've provided for these young men. But it's something, and I'm just so grateful to be a part of it.
We'll start in the back. Coach Chris Lee from WRAL in Raleigh. I wanted to ask you just as the head coach of this team, but you also went to school here at Central, the future of the program, being able to participate in an event like this, not only just football, but just the profile of the athletics program at Central overall. How important is this game for North Carolina Central, and also in trying to make it back year after year for the future of the school?
Well, this is it's an unbelievable event. I mean, we don't have the type of money at North Carolina Central to pay for this exposure and this marketing that we're about to get. With the millions of viewers out there, and obviously anytime you have an opportunity to play on national television, it helps. But our enrollment obviously is going to go through the roof after this weekend, just application, in general. But we're a very young football team, and we plan to be here next year and the years to come. And Coach Pugh and I go back and forth with it, my guy, and some of the coaches in the Meac. We're very close. But for the exposure that our university gets, it's just always a plus whenever you can show you're a product. Our football program, as well as North Carolina Central University and our conference, the Meac.
Hi, Coach. Mia Berry with Nccu. Congratulations.
Thank you.
My question for you, this isn't new for you. You've been here, you've won here, you brought home that trophy. What do you think it's going to take for you to bring it home this time in Central colors?
That's a great question. Like I said, we're playing a very good football team. And I think, first and foremost, we have to stay in the moment and do what we do. We must protect the football. And once you watch film on Jackson, they're very opportunistic. They turn you over, and then, they make you pay and score. So we have to take care of the football, and I think our guys, offensively, we've done a really good job of that throughout the year. I think one game that we did, that we turned it over a couple times in South Carolina State. But we must take care of the football. Defensively, we have to be able to stop the run first and foremost. And then from there, prevent the shot plays, the explosive plays. And obviously we have to win the kicking game. So I tell our guys, we don't have to, do anything out of the norm. We just have to do what we do and do it well. That's it, and stay within the moment. We talk about having a thermostat mentality, not too high or not too low. So we'll control our emotions out here, and when something good happens, we'll keep playing, and when something bad happens, we're gonna keep playing. But we're gonna play for 60 minutes.
Hi, Coach. Caleb Bill here with Nccu Sports Network. You've coached plenty of talented teams throughout your 23 years. This team has 17 players with all Meac honors. Where does this team rank amongst the rest?
The best, because it's the first year of being a head coach going to a championship. No, I've been truly blessed. Tyreek Cohen got inducted last night into the Celebration Bowl Hall of Fame, and I recruited him out of high school. And we've had some unbelievable football teams. Back in, I think our best team talent-wise was when we were Division II in 2006, and we won the Black College National Championship then. So I've been blessed to be around some very, very talented teams. We have we're talented this year, but I think our team chemistry is a little different here. These guys love each other. And when I got here in 19, we talked about the culture. We had a lot of cliques where the DBs hung with each other, the D-line hung with each other, the receivers and guys from other positions didn't really rock with each other. But you might see, old linemen hanging out with the kickers, or, the quarterbacks hanging out with the D-linemen. And these guys are genuinely good people. They get along, they love each other, And, that's what we promote within the program. And, our team GPA is 3.0. So these guys are knocking out the box both on and off the field.
Very bad, Coach.
Coach, Chris Clark, CBS 17 Raleigh, good to see you again.
Good seeing you, Chris.
I wanted to know, with such a young team and all of the things going on around here, how do you thread the needle between having these guys enjoy what's going on, but also stay focused on, what they have to do here in about 24 hours or so?
It's no question what we have to get done. And I think part of the recruiting process, when you recruit guys off of winning programs and that have won championships, and you get a bunch of those guys on your team, that helps when they get prepared to play for a championship, because guys not the first rodeo. But I think that they're gonna take over the personality of their coach and of my staff. So my staff is locked in, and we not all out and doing everything else like that. So the guys understand what's at hand, and we have a very mature group. And, that was part of the recruiting process. Guys that are mature that can handle moments like this. So we'll bring them in the dome here in about an hour, let them walk around and see how beautiful it is. And then we're going to be ready to roll tomorrow at 12 o'clock.
Hey, Coach, congratulations, JT Keith, USA Today. You coached at the SWAC. Is there any difference between the Meac and the SWAC as far as facilities or coaching or football?
Ooh, yeah, it's quite a bit of difference. I had an opportunity to coach at Grambling State University, okay, and this was in the last years of Coach Eddie Robinson, and that was an unbelievable experience. The pride and tradition to wear the G, meant something, and to be able to see all the former alums from the Dougs, the Shaq Harris, the Albert Lewises, and all those guys come through there. That was something, and I really, you read about him and hear about him and all that stuff, but when you get out and have an opportunity to experience it, and that was when they opened up the Eddie Robinson Museum. So I'm somewhat of a historian when it comes to Black College, and I was really appreciative of that opportunity to be at Grambling State University. Came back, I've been at Delaware State, I've been at North Carolina A&T, I was the defensive coordinator at Southern University. Another opportunity, down in Baton Rouge, Jag Nation is something, man. And them folks travel, and they gonna pack it. I don't care where you are in the SWAC. Them folks travel, and it's an unbelievable experience, and I enjoyed every minute of it. I think that somewhat of a difference in the Meac, and just with all due respect, I think we're a little more progressive, just across the board. When you have Google and IBM and the Research Triangle Park and Duke University 7 minutes away and University of North Carolina 15 minutes away, the Raleigh-Durham area is just a little different than, with all due respect, the reservation of Alcorn. You know what I'm saying? They play outstanding ball there, and you go there, it's a hard place to play. But it's just a whole completely different experience. But as far as football is concerned, that's an outstanding conference, and I enjoyed every minute up there. And the experience I had are like none other. I think the brand of football here, we play, I think, a physical brand of football. I think the coaches in our conference and just how it's always been, I think our approach to the game has been somewhat a little more low-key, I guess I can say, a little more humble. When you have the Joe Taylors, the Rod Broadways, the Bill Hayes, all those type guys right there, it was just a little different dynamics, I guess, with the approach to the game. I think both conferences are well coached, but I'm not a big social media guy unless it comes to recruiting. So you're not gonna see a whole lot of Coach Oliver on social media. I'll tweet and retweet a little bit to push the program, but that's not me, and that's not my personality. So we don't do a whole lot of talking. At North Carolina Central University, we let our work speak for itself.
Hey, Coach Oliver, good morning, congratulations. I'm Bill Roden with Landscape. Just curious, what do you think are the advantages of, I've spoken to some ADs, and they talk about the 1AA playoffs and participating in that. What is the advantage you see of participating in a Celebration Bowl type of venue as opposed to competing against a larger field in the playoffs?
I don't even understand why we would even be having that discussion. When you talk about the money that's involved with this, you're gonna lose money playing in the playoffs. You know, the travel, and then, you know, it's no. The exposure, who's left right now, do you know? Exactly, but they know who's playing tomorrow at 12 o'clock noon, and it's gonna be millions and millions of people watching. And you could put all those playoff games together, and viewership-wise, and put up against this one game, and it's not gonna be close. So, the bag that Dr. Perkins is about to walk home with this weekend, it's gonna be something. So, I don't even think this is, you know, I wouldn't even have that entertain that conversation with all the exposure and stuff we getting from this bowl game. And not to mention how it helps with recruiting.
Hey, Coach Luke Williams from the Black College Sports page right here. You mentioned Coach Pugh, mentioned how close you guys are, coaches in the Meac. Anything from last year's game that you took, I'm sure you had conversations with Coach Pugh. Anything from last year's game, and how does this Jackson State team look different from the team from last year?
They're more talented, and they're definitely more talented than they were last year. Coach Pugh, just, you know, same thing. Just don't get caught up in all the hype. Just play your brand of football, and do whatever, you know, what got you here. That's it. There's no special sauce or any magic dust or nothing like that. Just play ball, man. That's all it is.
Jarvis Davis with right over here, Coach.
Okay.
Jarvis Davis with Locked On Sports Atlanta. You talked about culture, establishing culture, and I think that's one of the hardest things to do as a head coach, right? You said you've been around a lot of winning programs. So what were some of the first things that you did to be able to establish that as sitting in that seat? Because, you know, once you move from that coordinator role to the head coach, it's totally different.
Right. Our first team meeting, I walked in, and a lot of guys weren't expecting it, but I told them, you know, everybody in this room is my guys, first and foremost. Okay, if you want to buy in and do what I ask you to do, y'all are my guys. I'm not gonna sit here and say 2-3 years later when I get my guys in here, because them kids don't want to hear that. So everybody in this room, if you want to go to class, if you're gonna be on time, if you're gonna do the right thing, you my guys, and we're gonna be fine. Now some guys, you know, made it, and some guys didn't. But as long as you're fair to the young men and you love them and treat them right, they gonna give you that same respect. And it starts with recruiting. When I recruit guys, I'm not going to recruit a guy from California if I can't actively recruit him and go make home visits and things of that nature. We have a gas tank philosophy, so I can get in my car, go make a home visit, and once I can get in their house, I can see how they operate. I can see how they treat their mothers and fathers, because if they don't respect their mother, they're not gonna respect me. And I can just see what type of guys, if it's a fit for our program. And then once you get the right guys in there, it's just about being consistent and treating them right, and you know, try to make it better every week, every year for them. So these guys right here that were up here, stuff's a lot better around our program now than it was when they got here. And I told them, just keep winning, baby, and we gonna take it up another notch.
Coach Oliver, Jake McDonald, Core 360 Sports. Coach, you were just here.
Where you at, Jake? Right here, Coach. Okay, I'm sorry.
You were just here a week ago and we talked a little bit. How much left, given that we're only 24 hours, less than 24 hours away, how much left do you have to do for your team to prepare them for this game tomorrow?
Nothing. We're gonna go in here and just make sure they understand where the difference between the college hash and the NFL hash. We're gonna see where the college numbers are in relationship to the NFL numbers, so they understand as far as alignments. We'll make sure they know, the quarterbacks know where the play clocks are. Just make sure they're aware of the stadium and the makeup of the stadium. But the hay's in the barn. You know, there's nothing else left to do. We'll go meet tonight and have devotion with our team chaplain, and then we'll have, you know, quick 30-40 minute meeting and go over some film and our notes. But it's here now. It's here.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Hello.
Dwayne Nash from New York, HBCU Sports. You've talked about your time coaching, well, being an assistant down at Grambling. I don't know if you were aware, but this year is the 25th anniversary of Eddie Robinson's retirement. Can you talk about your relationship, not only with just Eddie, but the other coaches that you coach along with, and also the coaches that you've coached against, and the things that you learned from them that have gotten you here today?
Right. Well, I never coached with Coach Robinson. I believe I only met him one time before he passed, so I didn't have a relationship with Coach Rob, unfortunately. But Coach Doug Porter, was very influential with us. He was around the program all the time. Coach Sammy White was our receiver coach. He was on staff there. Andre Robinson was our linebacker coach. So it was a whole lot of people there. And not just them, it was some administration there. Wanda Curry and a lot of folks there that I had a great relationship with. And, you know, a lot of alum. But it was just, you know, it was an exciting experience to be able to say, man, you know, Coach Hetty Robb coached here, man. I'm having the opportunity to, you know, to coach the same team where the great was. So, I mean, I was very thankful for that opportunity.
Kenyatta Cavill, Dr. Cavill's inside the HBCU Sports Lab.
Yes, sir. You got the Meac shirt on, Doc?
I got you. I want the Eagle shirt though. When you
Get out of this one, Doc.
all right. We'll make that work. With that being,
Only if you're going to wear it tomorrow.
I need the double X.
I get you a double X.
Okay, let's
You
go.
gonna wear it tomorrow?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Right.
Not with the credentials. See, I got a backup.
There you go.
With that being said, I want to take you back a little bit. Not too far back. July, Norfolk, Virginia, Meac Football Media Day. The weekly press conferences, Saturday afternoons. And now you're ultimately here. Over that period of time, what has been your greatest moment
My greatest moment?
during that period of time?
I don't know, man. I appreciate this and I enjoy what I do so much, and I'm so appreciative of being around the good people. My staff, they're unbelievable. They make my job so much easier. The assistant coaches, my ops people, and equipment, and just everybody, man. They really make my job a lot easier. I guess probably the best moment was Norfolk State when we clinched and won the championship. But I'm just grateful to be a piece of this thing, man. And it's so much bigger than me. Everybody's just as important. And I tell them I'm just the one that they put the cameras and the microphone in front of. But I'm not calling plays and I'm not catching the ball, throwing touchdowns, making tackles. So my hat's off to our program and everybody that touches it. And I'm just so thankful for all of them for giving me their best.
Stephen Gaither, HBCU Game Day. Coach Oliver, congratulations on the Meac championship. Just talk about your program. Like you said, 2019 you got here, kind of rough sledding. I remember the game at North Carolina A&T, an ugly rainy game, ugly day. Seems like so long ago now, but when was the turning point for you guys? Like when, if you could point to an event or just the kind of when you felt like, okay, we're finally getting this where we want to get it to.
The first Wednesday in February, signing day. After we had those signing days, I knew we were heading in the right direction. It was going to be a process. If it was right, they wouldn't have hired me. So when we came into 19, I knew we had to get some work done. And you want to win right now. Everybody wants to be a winner and win a championship right now. But it's a process. 19 was a terrible season for us. We had our growing pains. I had to do a better job as a coach, and we had to get some more talent in here. And we got better, and every year you can see us improving. And that's what I tell the guys, throughout the season. You have to work to improve every week. You're not going to prepare to be a champion in week 9 or week 10. We beat Norfolk State, we won a championship. Okay, let's prepare to win the Celebration Bowl. It's got to be how you live, how you operate, how you move from summer camp, from two-day camp. So, when we talked to Norfolk, I knew how our guys to work throughout the summer, and I knew we were close. So, I'm appreciative that the guys that, continue to work and push through, and I just thought we got a little bit better every week.
Ernest Rex, MTMV Sports. I spoke to Coach Rob Broadway earlier today, and he talked about how proud of you he was. What specifically did you pull away from your time with him that has kind of aided you in the success you've had so far?
Being a professional. When I got with Coach Broadway, we'd have a staff meeting, and I might pull up at 7:50. It was an 8 o'clock staff meeting. I might pull up at 7:57 on 2 wheels, transmission leaking, car smoking. You grab the first little piece of paper you can and run straight to the staff meeting. You haven't checked the weather, you haven't checked the email. You are prepared for the day. One day I was late to staff meeting, 2 minutes. You know what, Coach, I was 2 minutes late. That's not the point, you late. So he said, all right, since Coach Oliver can't make it here at 8, staff will start meeting at 7:30. So, you know, just as far as being a professional. So, you know, when you get to work at 7 o'clock, an hour beforehand, and check your emails, and you know what's coming, or what question the head coach might have for you, and, oh, we have this type practice today, or coach, well, you know, it's 85% chance of rain. At this time, we might need to move practice back an hour, up an hour. Just being a professional, you know, doing things the right way, not cutting any corners. And the other thing I would say is recruiting. You know, his philosophy was recruiting is like shaving. If you don't do it every day, you start looking bad. So, you know, I learned so much from him, and it was tough. He was an extremely tough, hard coach to work for, very hard. And he demanded a whole lot. But that's why he was as great and probably the GOAT of this thing. You know, we were at Grambling for 4 years and didn't lose a home game. Thank you.
Hi, Coach Caleb Bill with Nccu Sports Network. This is going to be the first meeting since 1987, a little while ago, against JSU. And since 2000, Nccu is 6-2 in NFL stadiums. Does being on a big stage motivate this team more, knowing that the brightest lights are going to be shining?
No, not at all. I mean, it's about an opportunity, you know, and it's about an opportunity to, first of all, to play this game one more time, you know. Then you have an opportunity to play in NFL stadium. And then on top of that, you have an opportunity to play Jackson State, who's 12-0. You know, you don't get any credit, and people not going to remember you for beating a 3-8 team. But you beat a 12-0 team, I promise you can remember who you are. You know, so you have an opportunity to do something great. You know, you won a conference championship, but let's win that national championship. And now we can leave a legacy here and talk about what you did at North Carolina Central during your time. You have one more time for you, man. Be patient. Yeah.
She wanted to cut it out. We gotta go with moderator. That's it.
I'm on any trouble.
Yeah.
Y'all got it. I don't want any trouble. All right, thank you, guys. I tried, man.
Yeah.